And we are back with Lisa Waters-Lane. She comes in each week with your garden questions. Just what are your neighbors talking about? What are they coming into? What were their success, visions, hallucinations, curses? What are the bugs, animals? Just what's going on? The questions. Just there's something to be imparted and shared by the questions. So welcome, Lisa.
Thank you.
How's your rainy week going? It's kind of monsoons are here. It's 2 inches of rain or something, some crazy amount this week.
It's good.
It's fun.
Very good. Everything enjoys the moisture, us, the plants.
Did you see our autumn sage out front by the street?
It's gorgeous.
It's been kind of colorful. It's been some flowers. The hummingbirds have been on there. This is a knee-high shrub, maybe 3 by 3 by 3. And it's green right now. It's got a fragrance. We put it out there because the javelina are thick. They run up and down the street and they don't bother that. Some Russian sage are behind that. So they step up to about hip high. And then we've got junipers behind that. They're about well over head high. So it's this kind of layered garden out by the street for neighbors to enjoy. And it just kind of gives us privacy. And they've been blooming now all of a sudden since the rain. I gave them a little bit of superphosphate, fertilized them just a touch. And then the rain came. And you can't see the foliage. They're all red flowers. It's
beautiful.
Stunning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. In fact, this morning I was like, oh, I should take a picture of that.
We should.
Because customers come in, they really don't have an idea sometimes how to use things. And it really is a perfect example of how to use plant material to create kind of a screen, but still have it be beautiful. So I need to take a picture of that.
It's so beautiful. I'd love to see a great picture. It's so beautiful and kind of long. So it's the entire length of the property. Then you go to the driveway. It's hard to capture beauty, majesty, glory. That whole nature thing. Close-ups work, but a distance, it's actually hard to capture. You feel it, you see, you go, whoa. It's like the Grand Canyon. You go, whoa, that deserves a picture. You take a picture, kind of go, that's not the same. Right. So anyway, good. So garden questions. So what are people talking about?
Speaking of all the rain.
Yeah.
So flowers love it, but weeds love it too.
Of course, yeah. It's crazy.
Lori's out in PV. She says, I have pulled weeds and pulled weeds. Yeah. I'm tired of pulling weeds. Yeah. Now, what do I do? What else can I do to take care of the weed situation?
Yeah. So, once the weeds are up, there's nothing you can do except weed. So you got to pull them or spray them or do something. You got to hoe them. You got to do something.
Right.
And they'll just keep multiplying. So you want to catch those things early. So bindweed is this wild growing morning glory. It grows up fences and it's cute. It looks good. Then it goes into flower. It's even prettier. Then the flowers turn into, each flower has 20 seeds and it spews them all over the yard and it compounds the problems. You can catch them now because they haven't gone to flower and seed yet. So you can keep them from spreading. And it comes back by seed every year. These are true annual flowers. So they only come back by the seed. So if you can keep them from seeding, you're good. Same thing with the nutsedge. There's a real pretty grass, really big, wide blade to it. And it hasn't gone to seed yet. It will here shortly. Usually in August, it goes into seed. Has this pretty little spiky top to it. It's kind of cute. But then each flower turns into 1,000 seeds. It's some crazy number. And it just spews out all over the yard. So you want to get on those. What we've been doing here at the Garden Center, what we've been doing at our house, we're Ken and Lisa Lane. We're just friends. We're neighbors. We're talking with them. This is working for us. I think it'll work for you, even in Prescott Valley. We've been spraying Decimate. Decimate is it's like a kinder, better Roundup. Doesn't cause the cancer stuff that Roundup does. And it's more effective than Roundup is here in this higher elevation. When it's real cool at night, Roundup doesn't work very well. It needs hot, warm. It needs desert. So Decimate, just like it sounds, is a liquid. You put it up in your pump-up sprayer. Here's the insider tip. I spray some herbicide enhancer. It's a wetting agent. It's a surfactant. So you mix your Decimate into your 1 gallon sprayer. You add some enhancer to it, and it will get that stuff to stick and kill twice as fast as any other weed killer out there. It really is a game changer for things like nutsedge. It's got a real waxy leaf to it. So things you spray it tends to roll off and kind of beat up at the base. And so it affects how fast it works. It'll work better when it's about to rain. So you get it on there, it'll stick and dry and kind of adhere to weeds better, and you'll get a better kill rate. Even if the rain comes 30 minutes later, it'll still kill it. So use Decimate, use herbicidal enhancer, or do the back-breaking work of hoeing, weeding. What I would really do is, once you get ahead of it, put some weed and grass stopper down. Don't let the weeds get started. That's how you ultimately get it. That's like a granular. You spread it over the rock lawn, down the pathways, in between the roses. It does not affect any plants that are already growing. It only affects the seed that come up out in the garden. So I would really recommend that, especially Prescott Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that wind out there. It just grows and grows and grows. You get it weeded, and then more weeds blow right back in. Yeah. So that's probably the long-term solution, weed and grass stopper. And now put it down, pray for rain. It's the perfect time to put this stuff down.
Right. Right. It does save you a lot of work in the long run.
Game changer.
So back to the Decimate, just so people know, it is not a soil sterilant.
No.
So it's not going to harm that soil. You can get rid of your weeds and then go back and plant back in there if you want. It's not going to move to your ornamental trees and shrubs and cause damage that way either.
I also, if I can mention too, I had a neighbor just here at the garden center. He cut down some elm trees. He's really worried. He's an engineer. He's overthinking everything. He goes, Ken, I know you said brush and stump killer. You put that on top of where that cut was, where these elms, it's starting to sucker. I'm really worried about it crossing over and the roots jumping over to the other trees and affecting them. Or will it get the soil? Listen, you're way over. Just drill a couple holes in that trunk. Pour the brush and stump killer directly on that cut. And it's not going to affect the soil, only that roots. It's not going to travel and jump over to the next trees, only that tree and that tree root. So just trust me, just do it. Otherwise, you'll have roots, you'll have elms everywhere coming up. It'll be a curse.
Okay. Well, we got a few more minutes. So John in Prescott is looking for some plants to provide erosion control alongside a driveway.
Easy. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I have many thoughts. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. I don't get that at home. Just poking at you. You could help me with this. So there's lots. So we break out at the garden center. We try to merchandise the way people use the plants. And so we have a knee-high and below section of plants. They only go up about a foot and a half, and then they spread out. And these things are like junipers, cotoneaster. There's a spreading native called creeping mahonia, creeping rosemary. These are all great choices that really set their roots in there, hold the soil in. They're pretty. And more importantly, they'll take that sun that you have next to a driveway, because those are usually not just full sun. Usually it's radiant heat coming off that asphalt. Many times you put rock down beside the driveway. So they can be really hot. You need things that can really go after that. I would suggest another one. We had talked about it, the autumn sage, that red kind of 3x3x3. I know it's not a ground cover. It looks really pretty going up and down a driveway. It's got a very extensive
Could be
root.
a nice mix to have both in there.
That's a bloomer. So the others that we mentioned were evergreens. So there's a way to blend the two things together to have kind of a garden. The most common, of course, the most famous that the East Coast has made for this is boxwood. That's the one where you line the driveway. You have this little tiny hedge about a knee high going to the front door. That's boxwood. So
very formal.
If you want more formal, so it depends on, hey, John, you got to get in here to Waters Garden Center. We'll walk you through and we'll help you to take a picture. We'll help you design it. When we look at a picture, we're looking at shadows. What else is planted there? How hot is it going to be? How much sun is there? We're trying to help you figure out companion plants. We can help you design that out. Super easy. The only thing we can't measure is how long. Is it a short driveway, a long? If you could just do quickly, it's 30 feet. And here's a picture. Go here. We'll help you. Help you design that. Ken and Lain, the Mountain Gardeners. Be right back with more after this.